Hi, I'm Lawrence from Release Hypnosis. Often when people come and see me about topics such as stress and anxiety, addiction, urges, um, uncomfortable thoughts and feelings that they might experience, one approach that I'll often get them to begin practicing is mindfulness. And I often find that when I sit down with them and explain to them what the benefits are of mindfulness, what they're wanting to achieve from that practice, it helps them to become more committed to that process. It helps them to be able to understand why this is important for them. And I thought in doing this video, it gives an opportunity to express a little bit of that uh, so that you can get a better understanding about what the benefits are from doing mindfulness. The first benefit, of course, is that it helps you to be present in this current moment, particularly when there's thoughts like anxiety. It can take you into the future, a future thought where things are not going well. And that can create feelings of stress, of unease, uncertainty, which leads to that anxiety. Whereas by practicing mindfulness, it can allow you in that moment to recognize that you are safe, you are breathing, that you are absolutely fine. And in that moment, you can observe those thoughts and feelings and allow them to just be, notice them there, and allow them to naturally pass as well. The second benefit of mindfulness is that it's really about training the mind. Your mind is going to have lots of thoughts that are going to attempt to distract you and to hook you into them, to make you believe that that thought is actually real, that that experience is actually real. And by training the mind with mindfulness, essentially what you're saying is that you don't want to be distracted by that thought. You want to be able to bring the focus to what it is that you wish to focus on, which in many cases is often the breath, because it's something that we always carry around with us. In many ways, it's kind of saying, don't focus on that, focus on this. And that can often take a bit of work. Some days you're going to be really good at doing that. Other days it's going to feel more of a challenge, much in the same way that you might go to gym and have a day where you're really smashing it out. And then another day where you go back and you really don't feel like the energy is there. That's just part of being human, part of that human experience. The third benefit is that it's training your mind to be the observer of your thoughts, the observer of your feelings. Going back to the whole notion of, the thoughts we have might hook us into believing that they're real. When we become observer of those thoughts instead, it becomes far more objective. And in that moment, you can actually tap into what your values are and determine what the right course of action is going to be for you, given any situation that might exist. And that can become quite powerful as well. When you don't become hooked in those thoughts and you diffuse from them, you step back from them, it can allow you to have a little bit more clarity around what it is that is important to you and what you need to do. I think it's really important to note here that mindfulness isn't about relaxing, particularly with anxiety. You're not doing it so that you can relax. In many cases, people will find that they relax. It can often be a side effect or a benefit of it. However, it's not the intention that we have. In fact, what we want is to be able to allow any of the thoughts and feelings we have to come, to be able to sit with them, and to notice that they may naturally pass as well. Other people will experience a feeling, and if it's unpleasant or cause discomfort, they might try to push it away. And instead, mindfulness is really about how do you embrace those feelings? How do you recognize that they're there without necessarily trying to push them away? When you start to have insights into your thoughts and feelings in this way, it can actually be quite liberating because they can begin to lose their power they have over you a little bit more. Now, as Byron Katie says, you can't let go of your thoughts, but when you see it for what it is, it will let go of you. This is really about training and strengthening the mind. The anxiety you experience is a creation in the mind. It's there often to protect you. When you begin to tell the mind not to focus on that, but focus on this instead, you begin to recognize that your thoughts are just thoughts. They're not fact. And be able to use your values to drive you towards the kind of person you want to be. And I'm pretty sure you can agree that that's quite a meaningful use. So I hope this has been helpful for you. If there's anything I can do for you, please feel free to reach out to me. You can find me on www.releasehypnosis.com.au, and I look forward to speaking to you then. Take care.